Hello YouTubers, and today I'm going to have a look at Hair Trigger that's recently been released by Microchops. But I'm not going to do the usual video of showing the game in play. What I'm going to do is show you very quickly how I found a simple cheat for Infinite Lives. And I thought I would share that with yourselves. But support the developer. Go to his itch website here, chops.itch.io, Hair Trigger, and download and support him. Okay, so first up I need an emulator, and I'm running the Mac M architecture, which there doesn't seem to be a native Spectrum emulator without using Rosetta 2. So I downloaded ZeSarUX and I compiled it specifically for M architecture. I might cover that off in a different video. It's fairly straightforward. As you can see, I'm running the latest version that I could find on the GitHub repo. I'm going to load in the cassette. So we're going to go to Storage, Tape, Inputs, and I've stored it in Tapes and Hair Trigger. Now here we go, the game's now loaded up. And it's described as a Cybernoid-style action game. So keys are Q, A, O, P and M, a fairly common key combination. We've got our superhero. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but here we go. Oops, that doesn't look good, does it? And yeah, no, that kills you. So I've gone from 7 lives to 6 and now to 5. Okay, so I'm not going to show you the game. I'm sure there's going to be other videos on this, but we're going to try and find Infinite Lives for now. Again, we're going to go into debug and let's have a look. Find. I'm going to do it the old school way. We could try and do it with a memory cheat or find lives address, but we're going to go with find bytes. If you saw at the beginning, we had 7 lives, and I'm going to go with the most common pattern we used to have back in the day, which was to load accumulator LDA, comma, number of lives, and then usually store it. And the bytes for that is 3E0732. But I had to convert this to decimal. This emulator seems to be a little bit inconsistent, or it may be my lack of knowledge of how to use this correctly. So I'm sure plenty of you will show me the error of my ways. So where did I get those values from? If I go back to base 16, 3E, which is load accumulator, is 62. We can see here 07, 7 lives, and load A. Load a memory address from A is 332, which comes out as 50. So that's what we're going to search for, 62, 7, 50. And we've only found 6 addresses, which is good. Now we want to see the results. Here are the addresses. It would be nice if this emulator would let me go into disassembly from here, but it doesn't. It just goes straight into a memory dump. So here we see 30732, and then we've got 7D31 as the address. It's in little endian notation. So you either need to write these down or take a screenshot, and this is where it gets a little bit, yeah, it keeps popping up this helpful pop-up every time I try and take a screen grab. So I usually have to be quick like this. Here we go. These are the addresses that we've got on screen to work with. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to go back to debug. I'm going to have to move this around a little bit. Debug CPU. I'm going to move this off screen for the moment. And we're going to go into disassembly, mem pointer, and the first address was 30389. So if we disassemble that there, we end up with load A, 7, and then load 7D31, A. So that looks like a possible candidate. This looks like clean code. Let's have a look at the other address. Disassemble, memory pointer. That's 30516. And we've got load A, 7 and storing that into 7D1C. Let's have a look at one more. 30582. And we've got another reference here to 7D32. So what we need to do then is I'm going to go into debug, hexadecimal editor, and then mem pointer. I'm going to go to 30389, and I want to edit it. So I've got a couple of candidates, but as we saw, load A, 7, store it into 7D31. I'm going to change this to let's say 8, and then we're going to go to 30516, and I'm going to edit this one to 6 lives. So we're going to see which of these memory addresses, and if these aren't successful, we'll just move through the list rather than go through them all. Okay, oops. Let's go back to the game and see something different this time. We've got lives equal to 6, so it wasn't set to 8 or 9. We got 6, so we know with some certainty that the second memory address is the one that contains lives, which was at 30516. Right, now we know that the lives are stored at this address, 7D1C, 7 Delta 1 Charlie. We need to look for instances where this memory address is loaded and then it's decremented. Common techniques are dec or load HL with that memory address and then dec HL. But I know this game is created with AGD or part AGD, which has its own pattern where the value is loaded into the register C, and then sub C is called to subtract 1 from the value. So we need to look for a new pattern. Let's go back to find bytes. We're going to clear these results now, and then we're going to look for, so load A from memory address is 3A and then 1C 7D. So what's the hex value? Sorry, what's the decimal value for 3A? Okay, so we want 58. 7D1C. Let's have a look at 28. And then 7D. One, 2, 5. And we've got 7 addresses found. So we're going to look at these memory addresses. 30595, 31134, 31159, etc. I'm just going to take those off screen. And we're going to go back to debug, debug CPU, disassembly, and then from memory address 30595, and we've got load A 7D1C. It's making a call. This looks like a possible initialization routine, so I'm not too interested in this one right now. Let's have a look at the next one, 31134. And this one definitely looks more interesting, doesn't it? It follows a pattern. We've got, looks like this routine is called 799B. Load accumulator with 1, load C into A, sorry, load C from A, and then loads the lives from 7D1C and subtracts C. So 91, I can never remember that byte, and then it loads it back. So I think if we poke 79A1 with 00, then we should get, just going to make a note of that, 79A1, then we should get infinite lives. So what did we say? 79A1, didn't we? And then we're going to edit that. I'm going to put 00 there. Okay. Now, I suspect, and there you go. It's as simple as that. One poke, infinite lives. Thanks for tuning in.